What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is another episode of the team building series, Team Spotlight. In this video, we're going to be featuring a team that was suggested to us. Everything from the characters to the team name, and it definitely is a really cool concept that features two powerful bruisers. So that's the setup for episode number 12. It's going to feature a team named the One Hit Wonders, and it has Wonder Man and Juggernaut. Wonder Man, of course, is a protector, and Juggernaut, he just smashes everything in sight. But before we get into the action, we're going to take a look at my agent's setup. First, since we're using two bruisers, we are going with the Tactician's power armor. The reason that I'm going with Tactician is so that I can double attack a blaster, and hopefully take them out before they do too much damage to my bruisers. For our first item, we're using the recently researched Shepherd's Staff. It is a quick action, it heals everyone. It has a buff called Crown of Glory, which says reduces damage taken from dots for the entire party while equipped. It also has Lead the Charge. And that'll make your agent lose a turn and then give your allies an extra turn. Next, we're using the Neurotrope, and it puts random buffs on all allies. We're using this since we're using Wonder Man. That way we can give his finest hour a little boost from hopefully some extra buffs. Next, we're using the Chakra Strike. Now, this isn't too serious of a weapon, but it is an unarmed melee type, and it has Paragon Exploiter, so I wanted to try it out with Juggernaut. And last but not least, we're using the Warbringer Axe, and that's just because War Frenzy is too amazing to give up. Now, once we go into this very first battle, it's going to be against the epic boss, Magneto, of Chapter 4, Mission 4. And we've been running this mission non-stop. We probably have 50 spins on the roulette, and we still haven't gotten that magnetic field generator. This is on challenge mode, so we actually would get the custom magnetic field generator. But either way, we cannot win it. But we're not going to give up, we're going to keep trying till the very last minute. And regardless, we're going to have that special Adamantium Process episode this weekend. As far as this epic boss, you probably have faced him before, and you know that his shield is pretty annoying. But there's one easy answer to it, and that's a character like Juggernaut who has Shield Breaker. Juggernaut makes Magneto an absolute joke. All we have to do is use Mountain Crusher, and then he's wide open for everyone to hit, and he cannot reapply that shield. Unfortunately, my agent's going last, so he can't help out Wonder Man with the Neurotrope. But we're going to use his first ability. We're going to see which buffs it gives him. So there goes Ionic Punch, and we gain Strengthened, Fortified, and Focus, so that's a pretty good amount of buffs. With my agent, we're going to use the Neurotrope, and we're going to use the Staff. Honestly, we don't expect Magneto to make it past Juggernaut, so it probably won't even come into effect, but still we're going to use it, and then we're going to use his Chakra Strike. We'll see what kind of damage it does. So there it goes, it did alright. There's no follow-up attack, however. So now it's Magneto's turn. He's going to try to reapply that shield. And he tries another shield, so it seems like he's kind of confused, and he actually even passes. So now it's Juggernaut's turn. We're just going to use Sunday Punch, and that should be enough damage. So there it goes, that's the epic boss down already. And then we did take a spin, and we didn't get the item. But anyways, now we're going to move on to Chapter 2, Mission 6. We're going to fight some Servo Guards. I really like Crown of Glory, but it doesn't help Wonder Man, since he isn't affected by dots anyway. We're going to start out with a Molecular Reconstruction. Unfortunately, these guys do a lot of AoE attacks, and he's not going to protect against them. But when they do a single target attack, we will be ready. And they get to take a lot of turns, which is kind of annoying. We just have to go ahead and wait through them. And there goes a single target attack, so Wonder Man's going to take that. He's going to heal, and then he gains a turn. So what we're going to use is his first ability. We're going to take out this Bruiser, and also give him Fortified and Focused, so that will help with his finest hour. Now on my agent's turn, we're going to use the quick action item Neurotrope. That gives us Strengthened and also Focused to Wonder Man. And then we gain a few buffs as well. Now we're going to use the Shepherd's Staff. And I'm using it right away just because I want to hurry up and give my characters those extra turns as soon as possible. Then we end up taking out the blaster, and we get an extra attack due to tactical maneuvers. So we use that on the Bruiser. Now he's going to use the Infinite Loop, and then an AoE attack. An AoE attack will cause my entire team to counterattack, due to the Neurotrope buff. So now it's on to the next wave, and we're hoping to get a Hollywood Hammer off, because it's going to do some amazing damage. Once again, we're going to have to wait through some of these attacks, but they are 2 scrappers, so they might enrage us. They started out with a single target attack, which Wonder Man will block, and he'll gain enraged, and he's going to get a turn. So then we're going to go ahead and hit the other scrapper with a Hollywood Hammer. And there are some really big numbers. With the boost from Juggernaut and the Finest Hour buffs, this guy really is the limit for his level 6 ability. And as you see, his level 1 ability, Ionic Punch, can do some major damage as well. Right now we're going to go into the last battle against the computer. After that we're going to show a few PvP battles of this team. Wonder Man's going to be protecting pretty much everything in this battle. So we're going to see what type of protector he really is. Now with our agent, we're going to use the Neurotrope and the staff once again. And we should see those extra turns proc. Also, Wonder Man's going to be counterattacking the next move due to Neurotrope. So he's going to protect, and then he's going to get a counterattack. But first we're going to go ahead and try this Chakra Strike once again. We're going to see if it does a follow-up attack, which is what we're really hoping for. I was curious what type of damage it could do once you had the buff from Juggernaut, and you had enough debuffs on the enemy for the Paragon Exploiter. But truthfully, it's not that great of an item. Especially since it seems to never follow-up attack for me. Unfortunately here, it looks like Wonder Man's going to get stunned, so he has to skip his turn. With Juggernaut, we're going to use his buff, and we're going to go ahead and hit one of these Enforcers with the Sunday Punch. And that one hit was enough to take him out. So now we're going to go ahead and try to finish this pretty soon here. As soon as they attack, now it's going to be Wonder Man and Juggernaut's turn. So here goes Wonder Man, and we're going to use a one-hit wonder, which is the name of the team, so we were hoping that finished it. It didn't, so we're just going to go ahead and use an Ionic Punch. And that's the end of the battle. Now here we go into our very first PvP battle, and it's against Emma Frost and Captain Britain. Also, their agent's wearing a Bruiser outfit. As you can see, we made a slight adjustment, and we're using the Ionic Sledge. And that's also to take advantage of the Neurotrope. So we started with the Neurotrope, and that gave quite a few buffs to all of our team. Then we're going to use the Ionic Sledge, and we're going to use it on their agent. Now it's Juggernaut's turn, and we're going to start with the Surge of Sidorak. And then we're going to go ahead and use Mountain Crusher and break a shield off of one of these opponents. So we decide to hit Captain Britain. And that was pretty crazy right there. We didn't expect to take him out. Like I said before, Juggernaut smashes everything. Since we have so many Finest Hour buffs, we decided to use Hollywood Hammer. And that did some massive damage. I didn't expect that one either, but our team just really tore through this opponent's team. I do want to caution you though, this is a good team, but it's not quite as overpowered as it looks. So I think that just everything happened to go right, and they just did some really massive damage. It's not going to work out against every team, and it's not going to work out that great in the current PvP climate. But anyways, I think I promised that one of these times when I use the Juggernaut, I would go ahead and do my impression of him. So if this makes it around to him, he is going to have his level 6 ability. And that's pretty much the impression that I do, so I will go ahead and do it. I'm going to warn you, it may be loud. It feels impossible to me to do the Juggernaut impression and not be loud. But anyways, it looks like it's going to make it around to him, so go ahead and get prepared. And hopefully it doesn't sound too stupid.
Your puny weapons cannot harm me. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut.
Alright, so what a way to end that battle. But anyways, I'm sorry about the noise. I was moving the mic, that way I wouldn't blow out your eardrums or speakers. Now in this battle, we're facing a more typical team. And by that I mean one with Phoenix. Just about every single team I face has Phoenix. I mean, it was a really high percentage before, but it's gone up even more. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a fan of Phoenix. But I don't like what they did because there's even less team variety, and balance is even worse in the game. At one point, I think I faced 20 straight teams with Phoenix. This one happens to be a Blaster Phoenix, which is both good and bad for me. Luckily, we do have that Tactician power armor, so that's going to help. Oh, and you may notice one other thing that's different in this video, and that's the fact that I'm using my normal weapon setup. Normally on PvP I use the Hotshot, the Hard Knocks, or Signpost, one or the other, followed by the Scroll of Angalob and the Warbringer Axe. And for whatever reason I had those items equipped and I just didn't change them. Now on my turn, we usually start out with the Hotshot, so I actually forget what I'm doing for a second and almost select it. Then I realize that's right, there's a Blaster Phoenix out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit her first, get her attack, gain tactical maneuvers, and then we're going to hotshot their team. So let's hit Phoenix with the Hard Knocks. And it did really good damage, in large part due to being strengthened from Juggernaut. Now we're going to use the scroll to go ahead and remove anything that might hurt us, remove War Frenzy or anything else, and then we're going to use the Hotshot. We're hoping that we stun Phoenix. Anything that'll stop her from doing that Phoenix Fire. As soon as we see that stun go up, we're really relieved. And we know that we don't have to worry about anything at this point. Phoenix is not going to make it. In fact, she's going to die to the debuff, because Quicksilver got the Death and Rebirth. So once we make it through his attacks, we're going to use Wonder Man. And we're going to go for a really big hit on their agent. So let's just go ahead and wait for Quicksilver. And the good news is he is enraging my bruisers, because they're using a Scrapper Quicksilver. So we're thinking Wonder Man's going to do a pretty big hit right here. So let's use Hollywood Hammer on the agent. And it does some major damage once again. It's actually almost laughable how much damage Wonder Man can do. Then we follow it up with the level 6 Juggernaut move, which is going to cause an epic overkill. For the last battle of the video, we're facing another team with Phoenix, and they're using the World War Hulk in a bruiser costume. Hulk is really tough right now. I was actually using him myself with Phoenix, but I was using him with the Tactician Phoenix. His level 9 ability, Titanic Hurl, was not only stunning the entire enemy team, it was doing some major damage as well. I was really pleasantly surprised by what I was seeing. The only problem is I really hated facing so many Phoenix teams, so I had to switch to a character that had Brutal Strike, and I'll show you what I'm using after this match. Anyways, we're going to use Sunday Punch on their agent, and I missed. So Phoenix uses her Mind Link as a quick action, and she's going to hit one of my bruisers pretty hard, and she went after Juggernaut. I'm not too upset about that since Juggernaut wasn't one-shotted. I'd be pretty mad if he was. But now on my agent's turn, we're going to use the Scroll of Angalob and remove the shield and Focused and Mind Link. And then we're going to use the Hotshot. But actually what was one of the biggest benefits about removing Mind Link is that we can go ahead and hit the Blaster Phoenix and then use the Hotshot. So we're going to hit her with the Warbringer Axe, and that completely takes her out. So she's going to proc Death and Rebirth, and then we're going to use the Hotshot. So we're feeling pretty good about our chances. Phoenix gone. Now there's no Phoenix Fire, and I don't have to worry about that. They also have Fire on both their Agent and Hulk. So I'm going to preemptively strike with the Hard Knocks. Now I had a feeling that Hulk was going to use an AoE attack, which he probably was going for the Titanic Hurl, so I hit him with the Hard Knocks as well. And that's how that one will end, pretty quickly. Now this was my current standing, 15-10, and I'm using those items that I showed you. That's pretty much my main PvP item setup. I do change it a lot, but I tend to go back to it when I want guaranteed results. But that's going to be the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and you're going to want to stay tuned for the next Adamantium process. It's going to be that special episode. Lastly, I want to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you, good luck, and take care.